1936, and the funeral of a beloved monarch, King George V, at Windsor. Little did Prince Albert, Duke of York, realize, as he followed the sad procession with his brothers, that the same year would see him King of England. And now, as we celebrate the 15th anniversary of his accession to the throne, we recall the first great occasion in a life of wise and kindly kingship, his coronation. The next year brought the King and Queen's first state visit to Paris as guests of President Lebrun. Then the great tour of Canada, a tour as successful as the one undertaken by the King's elder daughter 12 years later. During the tour, America was visited, and the King and Queen met President Roosevelt in Washington. Then came the war, a severe ordeal for a young monarch. But whether in France with his troops or at home with his bombed people, his courage and cheerfulness were an inspiration. This was total war, and the King suffered, with so many of his subjects, the bombing of his home. But the tide of war was turning when the King visited his victorious armies in North Africa. Later, following the Allied invasion of Europe, the King met Field Marshal Montgomery in Normandy. The long years of war ended, and who in these islands will ever forget Victory Day? So, with Britain at peace, the King and Queen with their daughters traveled to South Africa in HMS Vanguard. And with the marriage of Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip, a time of great joy for the royal parents. 1951, and Britain proclaimed her achievements at the South Bank Festival. But 15 years of kingship had taken their toll, and His Majesty underwent a major operation. Anxious days, but as we now learn with happiness, the King has taken over his many duties once more. So, let us offer humble thanks to the heads of our great family of nations for 15 years of unfailing and devoted service.